When do you adjust your portfolio that you have right now before retirement so that it becomes the portfolio that you need to have at retirement? What is the timing of that adjustment? And how quickly should you make that happen? How far ahead of retirement should you make that happen? That is one of the questions that I often get from people that are preparing for retirement. And since you clicked on this video, I'm thinking you may have that same thought swirling around in your mind as you're preparing for your retirement coming up soon. How do you adjust your portfolio? I want to talk about 3 different ways that you could do that. And the one that's going to be right for you is going to be based upon really how much risk you want to take or how much you want everything lined up before you get to retirement. The first way is what I call the all-in method, where you stay all in on the current portfolio up until the day that you retire, and then once you've retired, you move the portfolio all in to the new retirement portfolio. This does allow you, if you've got a lot invested in equities, to get as much growth between now and retirement, assuming the market continues to always go up between now and then. Now, if the market comes down, and if it comes down any significant amount, which there is that risk, then you could end up with less at retirement than you were thinking that you would have. So you want to think through your comfort level and know that you can carry that level of risk in your retirement portfolio, or that you would have a way to deal with that if you got to retirement and you didn't have as much as you thought you would. A second way of doing this is what I call the glide path approach, where each year you're making a little bit of an adjustment, shifting the amount of equity, shifting the amount of fixed income, making those changes year by year so that at the point in time that you get to retirement, you've got the portfolio set up that you want at that point in time. The benefit is that, you're making gradual adjustments. There's nothing sudden about this. Over time, you're reducing your level of risk, you're reducing the level of volatility, and you're getting lined up with what you need for retirement. The third way is what I call the structured approach. And I like this one best because I do bucket planning. And in bucket planning, the portfolio has funds in a short-term bucket that are going to provide the cash for those early years, so that cash flow in the early years is coming from a very stable source. And the other money that's invested in equities is going to be in a longer-term bucket where it has the ability to have the fluctuations and you're not needing to dip into that at the point in time. So by taking the structured approach to shifting investments, you look at your portfolio, and each year that it's up, it's positive, there's some gains, just take some of that and shift it over into that short-term bucket and begin to build out a bond ladder, begin to build out the things that you're going to need in that short-term bucket. And by taking this approach, you're cashing in on the gains at the point in time that you have some positive gains in the portfolio and getting that future cash, that future short-term bucket lined up. This also begins to reduce your risk, begins to reduce your volatility over time, but it does it in a little bit different way than the glide path, because you're going to skip years where the market is down. You're going to take advantage of the years that the market is up. And this is going to give you the ability to cash in on those gains and maximize some of the growth between now and retirement. So those are 3 ways that you can approach making those shifts. You can start 5 years out, 10 years out, really, again, depends upon your level of risk that you want to have, and choose the approach that is going to match up with your level of risk, your desire to see the finished portfolio, at what point in time you want that to be done. And by matching that up to what you want, it's going to help you have a lot more clarity on how you're going to reach retirement and have exactly what you need when you need it. And so think through those things. If you have a question about any of them, feel free to shoot me an email. I am always happy to respond. And with that, I want you to be on your best path for your retirement.